we're backstage pass right outside the Today Show studio with the one and only Laura Prepon.
Hi.
I personally am a huge fan of yours, so I'm very excited about this.
Thank you.
Laura,
Sorry, I'm like still. We just did a cooking segment, and I love the recipe, so I was eating the food, and now I'm like, okay.
Now you see how backstage this actually is.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay.
Literally just hot off the camera.
Yeah.
So I was talking to your publicist before. I want to buy this book.
Thank you.
So her cookbook's called The Stash Plan, and what I find to be really great about it is that, I personally think it's hard in life to be a woman and, dealing with your body image issues and whatnot. So to take that another level and have it be in Hollywood, that I can only imagine how hard that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because being on Orange, which is just such a blessing. It's like the best show ever.
Love it.
It's so good. It's so good. You're gonna love it. But these women are so sexy and beautiful and embrace every curve and this is the best my body image has been. Number one, because of doing the Stash Plan. Like this book isn't just I want to write a book. This book really is how I live my life. It's years in the making. It's my trials and tribulations on my own body and everything that I've gone through. All the different ailments that I've dealt with and all the different food allergies and autoimmune diseases, and it's just and I kind of had this battle in private because it's embarrassing, or I felt it was, and now when I really figured out what works, that's why it was so important to me to share it with you guys, because a lot of people don't feel right and they don't know what's wrong with them because it goes against typical Western medicine, which there definitely is a place for. And I grew up in a family of Western medicine. My father was a doctor.
Mine too.
And awesome. Yeah. And so I totally get that. And there was a place for it, and I fully respect it 100%. I was going to be a doctor. But when it came to the autoimmune things I was dealing with and the food allergies and all things like that, people weren't taking it seriously, and I'm like, I do not feel right. I'm 22 years old and I feel like I'm 90. This is not good. But it all culminated in this book, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and I think too it's important to remember that, body image, that's part of it, and the beauty, physical aspect, part of it. But then on top of that, it's also the health aspect.
Right.
And I feel like, there's a certain point where you realize, okay, I need to feed my body as if I'm feeding it medicine, like you were talking about.
Right. No, food is what it becomes us. Like what you eat becomes you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, completely.
And for me, dealing with all these different kind of struggles with my body, and we just talked about this on camera. Like I got Orange is the New Black on 14 hours notice. I had to fly to New York, and my first day with Taylor, I was naked in a shower. Right. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Literally, what am I going to do?
You look awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
Talk about a hot ball.
Thank you. And I appreciate that. Because in my head, I'm like, it was just torture.
But that did not come off as that.
Thank you. But at a certain point, you got to just be like, screw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whatever.
Yeah.
And I did. And at that time, I had already done so much work.
Right.
And I was already in my phase of healing and the weight loss being a byproduct of that and everything just improving. But yeah, as an actress, you get jobs suddenly, and it's something that we have to deal with, but it's the best job in the world, so I wouldn't change a thing.
Good, because we like to watch you.
Thank you.
So please don't change a thing.
Thank you.
Do you share any, on set with Orange is the New Black, your cast members, even on that 70s show, do you ever share, snacking tips or, ever talk about that type of stuff?
Totally. Because this book is how I live, for years, I bring my food to set every day, my little, glass containers, and people are always like, what'd you bring today? And everyone's really into the broth, which is one of the three main, it's a third of what the Stash Plan is. Taylor just got a crock pot. Dasha and I were doing some broth lessons. Uzo's all about trying the broth. Everyone's just the broth thing is amazing because it heals you. The micronutrients just nourishes you from the inside out. It's incredible. But yeah, we're all together all the time on set, so naturally we're into each other's business. What's everybody doing, you know?
Awesome. And lastly, before we let you go, because I know you're busy, is there anything that you can tell us about?
Oh man, I can't really.
I figured that would be
I know. Yeah. Anybody you ask about it, they're gonna say the same thing. But Yeah, unfortunately I can't, but this season does not disappoint. I just did some ADR for one of the last episodes, which means like if we're shooting a scene and there's like a plane going overhead or something crazy, you can't hear us. We have to go in and dub our voice over the lines so you can actually hear it.
Okay.
So what I've seen is awesome, and our executives at Netflix, who is the best. They saw the whole season and they're just like,
oh wow,
they're like,
That's
they're like,
awesome.
wait till you get to see it.
I can't wait.
It's so good. I mean, when we were acting it, it just felt so good, you know.
I can't wait.
Thank
and that
you.
comes out
June 17th.
And you can get the Stash Plan.
March 1st we hit shelves, so we're on the shelves right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye guys. I can take it.